Good morning, everybody. This is Theodore from the Yelling Valuers. Okay, this is a follow-up video on one of the videos I did previously, and I was talking about the valuation report. What a valuation report is. So basically, in this video, I'm gonna show you or go through with you the basic layout of valuation report, especially the layout that we at Yelling Valuers are using right now, so that the next time you engage us, the Yelling Valuers, in valuing one of your properties, you should be expecting to see this kind of layout in the property valuation report. So let's go. So what would you expect to find on the valuation report, especially those ones that we are using, the Yelling Valuers? The first thing you will see on the property valuation report is the cover page. So what is found on the cover page of the report? So the basic information you'll find on the cover page of the valuation report is importantly the type of property, whether it is a commercial or residential or industrial property, and then you will see the name of the landlord or the person who is asking for the valuation report, and then you will see the lot and section number of the property, and then you will see the township or which township is the property located, or basically the name of the area, and then you will see the date of the inspection and the valuation. Okay, after the cover page, you find the content page. So in the content, you'll basically see the layout of the main report. So the first thing you will see is the preface, and then the certificate of valuation, and then the main property report, and then the basis of valuation, the limitation, and then the appendix. So let us find out what is contained in the preface. So basically, what you will see under the preface is the instruction. So in the instruction, you'll basically find the name of the person who issued you the instruction to go to the property, to on site, do physical inspection and carry out the valuation. And then you will see the date as to when the instruction was issued, and then you will see the lot and section number of the property, yes, and then you will see the purpose of the valuation, basically to lay out the purpose of the valuation, and then you will see that it will tell you that this valuation must serve its purpose and it must not be issued to any third parties besides the person who issued you the instruction. It will also explain that after 90 days, if you were to use this valuation report, you have to kind of redo it again, because 90 days is quite a long time. Within this time frame, some things on the site or the property could be changed, so you have to reassess the property. That is like if you were to use this property after 90 days of the valuation, you redo the valuation. So this is basically what you're going to find in the instruction section of the valuation report, and that is still under the preface. And then right after the instruction, you will see the definition. So the definition is basically the definition of fair market value, or we say the market value. So this will basically gives you define what market value is or fair market value is. So according to in terms of valuation and all this, so that will it comes basically under the definition section. And then right after that, you see the GST portion. So under GST portion, it basically it will tell you that whether the valuation or all these figures that are shown in the report includes or excludes valuation. But most times in property valuations, the value that we give, it excludes GST. So this should be stipulated and detailed under the GST section. Right after that, you see what we call a section that calls the special factors. So what is found under the special factors? So under the special factors, you basically find some kind of declaration statement. So first statement, you will see the declaration of the valuer. So the valuer will declare his registration under the Valuers Registration Act of Papua New Guinea, that he is prudent registered valuer. And then the second declaration, the valuer will declare that the property being valued has been physically inspected on site. And then the third declaration, you will see that the valuer will also declare that the report has been done in compliance with the local legislation like the building board, the town and city planning, and so forth. In the next declaration, you will see that the valuer will declare that in the instance where we are valuing improvements that as structural improvements only, like the buildings, the valuer declares that he is not a structural engineer or an architecture or building specialist. So if anything that specifically needs to be done with the structure of the building or needs structural attention, you have to engage specialists like the structural engineers, the architects, the builders, and stuff like that. That is basically covered in the next declaration. And then in the next declaration, you'll find the valuer declares that the valuation covers all the permanent parts of the building, especially when there's improvements on it. Anything that forms part of the permanent structure, that is included in the valuation. And movable things, especially the chattels, they're not included in the valuation. This is found in the next declaration. And then the next declaration, the valuer just basically declares that most of the information that we use in the valuation report is collected from the departments of lands and physical planning, and the information that are being presented on the report are valid as at the date of inspection and valuation. And after this, if there's any changes being done or alterations being done to the improvement of the property, and that the valuer is not held liable, because that is done after the valuation, after the valuer's inspection. So the landlord or the client cannot complain that, oh no, I have done this improvement to the property and it is not included in the valuation. No. If you were to do any adjustment or alterations to the property, do it before the inspection and valuation of the property. And then the next declaration, like I said, the valuer just declared on assumption basis that there's no alterations being done to the property as at the date of inspection and valuation. That is being said on the condition that the valuer has inspected the property physically. So the next declaration that the valuer does is EOC declares that EOC is not a professional accountant. So if there's anything that needs the attention of a professional accountant, then by all means you need to engage a professional accountant. You cannot depend on the valuer, because the valuer declares that EOC is not a professional accountant. So if anything that is financial related, you have to engage a professional accountant. Okay, the next section is called exclusion. So exclusion is found in a valuation report that is specifically requested by a bank or a financial institution. So in this exclusion, the valuer declares that this valuation report is specifically for the person or the bank or the lender who is requesting. So the lender cannot use this valuation for a third party. So it is for the use of that lender only. So after that, the valuer or the lender cannot use this report for another lender or a third party without the knowledge of the valuer, because the valuer reserves the right. The valuer reserves the right to whether to say yes or no for the first lender who has requested this valuation to use that report for another third party. And then the next declaration that the valuer makes is the valuer declares that the property valuation, the value that we give in the valuation, must not be used in isolation with a prudent loan to value ratio. So whatever the lender applies must be in compliance with a prudent loan to value ratio, and then it must also look at the valuation report as well, because if the lender depends or relies completely on the valuation report, and if anything goes wrong, and then if he or she does not comply with a prudent loan to value ratio, then the valuer declares that the valuer is not liable for this mistake. And then finally, under this exclusion, the valuer declares that the lender, upon accepting a valuation report, you are accepting all our terms and conditions that are being stipulated under exclusion and under the special factor. So this brings us to the end of today's session. I'll come back to you tomorrow on the other parts and sections of the valuation report. So yeah, we're young valuers, and if you have any property valuation matters that you need us or to help and assist, we are always happy to help and assist you. We are contactable on the numbers and the email address that are shown on the screen right now. Reach out to us. We'll be happy to, assist you. Thank you very much, and you have a top day. Cheers.